Hey everybody, sorry, I am late. I was in the shower and then lost track of time. Hopefully, some people decided to join again. I was a little late. I'm gonna. There is a lot of glare on these glasses. Okay, Mel, what's up? It's going. It's going. How about you? I think that my tardiness just scared everybody away. Same here. That's good. Hopefully people will decide to join in again. I messed up, lost track of time. Uh, hey JT, what's up? And Cian is how do you say your name? Like I always read it, and I'm just always like, how do you pronounce your name? McKenna, I can pronounce that part, but Can okay, Kaylin. That's I would not have guessed that. Um, Kavita, what is up? Brendan, what kind of sandwich should I have? Turkey or pastrami? I'm gonna go with turkey. Mindy, what is up? Yeah, I'm live. Um, how's the knee? It's getting there. It's better than it was for sure. I think sorry, I am so distracted right now. Anyways. um yeah, so the knee, it's getting better. It is still a bit painful. My mobility is not great. I still have like a limp because I can't uh, bend my knee all the way, especially when I'm walking. It still kind of hurts a little bit, but I've been walking more. I still can't like work out my leg directly, unfortunately. But yeah, but it's getting better. My fiance says to pronounce it like I'm keying your car. So Kian. Okay, that's a good way of putting it. Um, let's see. Ariane, is that how you? Gosh, y'all have like the toughest first names. Hi, what's up, Montreal? Okay, cool. Um, thanks, Mindy. um, yeah. So basically, uh, I yeah, I don't have anything specific I want to talk about. I am flustered. I should drink some water. Um, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them. Um, can't really, say what is completely on my mind right now. Um, my metalhead at all? I heard the new Slipknot. I am not. I'd have to say definitely not a metalhead. It gives me too much anxiety. And yes, I'm finally here. Um, what I share what my tattoo says. I've got a few. So this one says it's better to feel pain than nothing at all. The opposite of love is indifference. This one says mise en place, which is French for to put in place. It's actually a cooking term. Uh, so yeah. What's up, Mark? You made it to the live chat. Where's Calvin at? You should get him up on here. um, your opposite metal helps your anxiety. I guess that makes sense. Some people like I don't know. When I'm anxious, I listen to more like calming music. But sometimes like the loudness of something else can like drown out your own thoughts. So I can understand that. You have a question. How do you prepare for 2 months heavy training and what are macros? Like what are macros or what are your macros? Um, Mindy, thanks. Guess it's the head banging in mosh pits. Yeah, like makes sense. That's a good way to get some energy out. Um, I'd probably just get killed in the mosh pit. Carly is good. She's currently outside. It's a really nice day out, so she's hanging out with the other dog. Oh, what are macros in general? So macros are your nutrients in the food. They're protein, carbs, and fat. Those are the macronutrients. Micronutrients are like vitamins and minerals and stuff. They don't contribute calories to your food. But what does contribute calories to your food are the macros, which are protein, carb, and fat. So basically, all of your food is made up of macronutrients. That's where you get your energy from. I don't know. Like mosh pit, I've never been in a mosh pit before. I feel like I try to avoid that if I can. Do you get gender discrimination over here? No, I mean, not that I uh, notice right now. Do you have a favorite movie? Gosh, it's always the hardest question. Kind of depends on my mood. Um, I was I was on a plane not too long ago, and I was watching whatever entertainment they offered, and one of those movies happened to be Bridesmaids, and I was actually surprised at how hard that I was like laughing or finding it hilarious. And that was like the latest movie I've watched, so that's all it's in my head. Can't say it's my favorite, but like it's pretty hilarious. Hoping to get to the gym as soon as you're healed. The complications are putting me down for an extra few weeks. That sucks. Complications blow. I can understand the frustration there. Um, you don't have to be specific because we're all strangers, but whereabouts in California do you live? Are you close to LA? I'm actually pretty far from LA. I'm like at least 8 hours from LA. California is a long state. People don't usually realize how long it is. So California, there's Southern California, and there's Northern California. I'm up in the northern part of California. I'm not by the beach. Uh, it's more mountainous. We got lakes and rivers, but we do not have the ocean where I'm at. Um, what was my worst trans experience? I mean, probably transitioning in work. That was not fun. I had a boss who basically never used the right pronouns for me. um, I think he was just an idiot, though. I don't know. I don't know. He even wrote an email to HR, accidentally forwarded it to me as well, using the wrong pronouns. And I don't feel like he would have done that on purpose because, like, he could get himself in trouble. So I think he was just a little slow. uh, Even going to the gym 3 days a week, went vegan in February and lost 23 pounds. That's awesome. 23 pounds that's a lot. Good work. Um, do you like nerdy stuff? I was training with my friend to be a personal trainer and design the workouts after superheroes. Everyone hated me. That's great. I think anything to make it more fun is a good idea. So I think that's a good idea. Um, Kaylee, thank you. Yeah, I would like to bring my cooking videos back eventually. I yeah, I will eventually. Get my that you are funny. um, do I have anyone that loved to make me laugh after surgery? Uh, no, that's that's kind of like torturous, but also kind of loving. And yeah, I think I probably would prefer to have someone trying to make me laugh after surgery, even if it hurt. um, how often do I go to the gym? How long did it take me to build muscle? I go to the gym like at least six to 7 days a week. I'm going like every day right now just because like I I'm trying to fight my anxiety, and like if I don't, then I just kind of like go a little crazy. I can't like run right now. I can't do any. I mean, I've been starting to be able to do some walks, but not for very far. So it's kind of like I need to move. Um, I need to get some activity. So I've just been going to the gym every day, even if it's like a light lifting day, just to get some movement in because I doing it's funny because like the work that I do, training people is actually pretty sedentary, just like typing, making programs, that sort of thing. So getting my body moving is so important. So yeah, not being able to do as much cardio and stuff like that, then it's not good. So I'll go to the gym even if it's just a light lifting day. Let's see. I guess I thought Cali was like all beach, but I guess people can say it's all corn. Well, except for Chicago. Yeah, that's a pretty common misconception. People think that everyone in California lives on the beach. Everyone in California surfs. It's like, nah, I live pretty far from the beach. I would surf if I was close to it, but I'm not. So yeah, we have like rivers and stuff and lakes. So I've wakeboarded more times than I've surfed for sure. Um, but I skated a lot. I don't skate as much anymore. I do my electric skateboard, but I used to skateboard a lot. So maybe that's kind of a more of a California thing. I don't know. Um, Jaden, should you be scared of getting fallow? I don't know if you should be scared of getting fallow. I think it's something that everyone has to think about if it's right for them. I mean, it's all about priorities or what you know. I mean, you know yourself best, so you know what you can handle. I think it's always best to prepare for the worst, or prepare for the worst. No, yeah, I can't talk. Just prepare for any worst case scenario and hope for the best. There we go. Yes. Um, Mark, yes, the cooking videos. Yeah, I'll get back to that. I've been posting recipes on my blog, Shit You'll Actually Cook. Um, it's like it's free. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. um, Bet that I'm a very shy person. You are correct. Um, You were nervous watching me on skateboard since I've gotten hit by a car once. Yes, I am forever scarred about that. I don't trust cars at all. I'm in a different area now. It's not as busy, so like the roads are pretty empty. Where I was living previously, there was a lot of cars. Not just a lot of cars, but a lot of bad drivers. Just a lot. There was accidents like every day. No one paid attention. So that was definitely risky. It was not fun getting hit by a car. Luckily, I was okay, but wouldn't want that to be. I wouldn't want to do that again. Uh, let's see. What did I miss? Sorry, guys. You love a video on knife skills. Recently had a kitchen accident and I kind of stopped cooking. Ooh, yes, knife skills are very important. I should probably, yeah, I could probably do a live video on that. I think that's like your number one step for cooking, knife skills. It'll help you not cut your fingers off, and it'll help you get faster, cook meals faster, all that stuff. And practice makes perfect. So even if, like, I mean, within culinary school, we practice our knife skills all the time, but then you kind of really like hone your skills by just practicing. Like if you can get a bag of potatoes or a bag of mushrooms and just practice like cutting those up, it's not a bad idea to do. Just don't chop a finger off. Um, Tracy, thanks. Prepare for the wear yourself for the best. Yes, thanks, Ian. I my brain. Um, Mark, what are your thoughts on aliens? um, well, if they're out there, uh, they should come back, or they should come hang out or something. I don't know. uh, Mindy, both your sons are professional chefs. That's cool. I worked in a restaurant years ago. Ended up cutting off part of my pinky finger because the onion slipped. Ooh, ouch! Yeah, gotta curl those hands back. You don't want to be hitting your fingers. Onions are legitimately my least favorite thing to cut to this day, and they're in everything. Uh, yeah, I hate cutting onions. They make you cry. They're slippery. If you don't have a sharp knife, there's a high likelihood that you will probably slip and cut yourself. When it comes to onions, the sharper your knife, the better the outcome's gonna be. Sweet onions will not make you cry. They actually will. um, Mark, does your non-donor arm bother you at all? Pain, soreness, overuse? Nope, not yet. Luckily, cross my fingers on that one. Jet, I will cut a flat side to place them first. Yeah, that's what you do with anything round, basically. Whether it's an apple or an onion, or you want to make a flat side so that it's more sturdy, so you can put that on your cutting board. Yeah, you don't want to cut an onion if it's just a full full onion and you cut it in half first. That's always the way to go. How do you stop from choking when cutting jalapenos? I don't know. I don't think I've ever choked while cutting a jalapeno. Oh no, Brendan, cutting your finger with garlic. Where would you, where would you go on vacation if money wasn't an issue? I would like to go to Spain. I, I've always wanted to go to Spain. Lots of good food. Uh, yeah, Kian. I'm gonna try to remember your name, like how to pronounce it. Kian. Uh, have a wonderful evening too. Thank you for stopping by. You can also throw an onion in the microwave for 30 seconds to a minute. Helps you not cry. Also, it's probably a good idea. It probably helps get rid of some of those like gases that are released when you cut into it. You've been to Valencia, Venezuela, and would like to go to Valencia, Spain. I would like to as well. My mom's maiden name is actually Valenciana, because I believe she's got some Spanish heritage. um, cut onions underwater can be a little bit difficult. What kind of foods is your area of California known for? Um, can't say that like my area has any sort of specific foods. We have a lot of vineyards out here. Um, California cuisine, which is basically kind of like a mixture of different cuisines using kind of like farm to table fresh ingredients. Um, have I done the 23andMe DNA analysis? Yes. So I'm half Mexican and half. My dad's from England, so there's European and then Spanish and Mexican. It's yeah, and Indian. I haven't. I forget all of my whatever, but yeah, there's Spain, um, Mexico, and I've got some like American Indian, and then Europe for my dad. My dad's from England. Yeah. You're over a year on teen, still haven't come out to most of your family. Any suggestions? Thank you. Uh, well, do you see your family much? Are you around them a lot? And are you just kind of, they just aren't really noticing any changes because they're around you a lot? Or do you live away from them? I think my biggest suggestion when coming out to family is always, um, I mean, do when you're ready, but also make sure that you have a safe place. Like if you live with your family, make sure they're not going to kick you out, or if they do, have somewhere to go, have a support system that you can talk to afterwards, like friends or other family members that support you, just so you don't feel so alone. Uh, and also, like time, they might like you never know what someone's reaction could be. Sometimes it could be good, sometimes it could be bad. Um, could be unexpected for either way. So I would just say it's kind of the same for phalloplasty is, prepare for the worst, hope for the best. Asian persuasion. Am I dating currently? Do I try to live as stealth as possible? I'm pretty out on the internet, at least. Real life, I guess I would be stealth. I mean, unless someone watches my videos or something, they wouldn't know. Um, right now, no, as far as the dating goes. Uh, so I'm Hispanic and white. Yes, correct. You're basically 98% British, so like hella white. You live away from them, you're just worried to come out to them. Yeah, I think there's like never, it's never going to be an easy thing. It's never going to, there's not going to be a perfect time for anything. It's not going to be easy. It's vulnerable. It's scary. There's always that chance that um, there's always a risk of like rejection and all that. But I think um, ultimately, if they love you, then they'll come around if they see that you're happy. And yeah, so the initial coming out could be a lot harder and scarier than it might turn out to be in the long run. Um, Unfortunately, like when you transition, people around you kind of have to transition too. They have to adjust and get used to it. I would love if people could just adjust right away, but that's not really reality. So that's just something to keep in mind, that if they, have a hard time with it at first with pronouns, name, that sort of thing, it's an adjustment for them as well. It's one thing if they're doing it on purpose, and it's another thing if they're like just accidentally slipping up. Um, yeah, it's definitely heartbreaking to think that families would kick out, um, their kids for anything, especially when, yeah, I think there's still such a huge stigma around being trans. There's not the best like representation or like examples out there for people to see. I think there's a lot of misinformation that cycles around thanks to, like conservatives who cycle around, you know, crazy shit from like, you know, people identifying as animals or being, pedophiles or whatever. And then just is like this echo chamber of crazy that just keeps going around and gives everyone just the wrong idea of what being trans is actually like or what it actually is. Um, you are Spanish and white. That is awesome. Advice for dealing with the stress of gatekeeping and struggling with access to care. Insurance is blocking me from HRT and therapist, and I need a letter for top surgery. I think, let's see. Insurance is blocking me from HRT and therapist. Do you know why your insurance is blocking you for HRT? Um, One way around that is that, so testosterone isn't exactly actually all that expensive. I think you can get a 10 ml bottle for like $80, and then there's someone sent me one time. There was like a coupon where you can get it for pretty cheap. So if you can save up for $80 for a vial of testosterone, that's one way to kind of work a way around the system. If insurance won't pay for it. I think my first vial of testosterone I had to pay out of pocket too. And I don't know why your therapist would deny you a top surgery letter. You might consider going to a new therapist. Did they give you a reason? Coach, personal trainer, and a life coach. Oh no, I can't even coach myself through life. Am I dating? I am not dating. Let's see. Storm Ryan, he's a trans man YouTuber that was kicked out. That's sad. AJ, thanks. Your dad is anti everything. Just live my life the way that I want to. I don't want to conform to his ideals and be miserable. I'm enjoying my transition. Honestly, that's the best way to go. I think when it comes down to it all. Everyone's going to have certain dreams or expectations of their kids, but like the chances of us actually reaching those expectations or striving to can be exhausting. You kind of have to be your own person. Hopefully, eventually, parents can understand that. If not, that sucks. But like, you have to live your life for yourself. Your parents birthed you, but they can't live your life for you. Insurance is requiring prior authorization for a new therapist or okay. Cody, maybe you talked about this in the videos before. I'm pretty new to your channel, but did you have some core things that helped you decide between Fallow and Meta? Yeah, I actually have a whole phalloplasty playlist where I think like the first video is actually me talking about, I was just like trying to be like, what do I want, Meta or Fallow? Like I was very just like, I don't know. I had the right like body type for Meta. I was a good candidate for it, but it wasn't going to give me what I wanted out of bottom surgery. So that would be to pee standing up, like at a urinal, like 100%, and then penetrative sex. So also aesthetically, I wanted something that was more aesthetic, size wise. So those are my priorities. And of course, there's a sacrifice with each choice. Meta, you sacrifice size, penetration, possibly not being able to use the urinal because you have to be able to clear your zipper or your pants or whatever when you're sitting at a urinal. So, you don't want to like pull your pants down to the ground to use a urinal. That's just a little bit weird. So you have to consider those things when you are choosing. So yeah, sacrifice with Meta is size and all that stuff. Sacrifice with Fallow is a scar. Additional, possibly complications, a little bit higher complication rate, and also sensation. So basically, you got to write down what your priorities are and then go from there. Let's see. You can't inject yourself, and gel is more expensive. Ah, gotcha. You might be able to have the nurse at your doctor's office inject you. I had a girlfriend at the time that was doing my injections, but then we broke up. So I had to figure out how to do that on my own, and I did, which was good. I still do not like doing it, but I do it. But yeah, it's possible. I didn't think I'd ever be able to do my injections myself, but here I am. A lot of manufacturers have their own coupons if you check out their website. Yes, this is true. First therapy appointment. What or how should I approach the situation to getting a letter? Honestly, the therapist is probably going to be the one that's kind of running the show a little bit. I'm sure they'll ask you questions, or they might even be like, tell me about yourself. But I think if you're upfront with why you're there, that's okay. When they say, tell me about yourself or something along those lines, tell them about yourself. Tell them what you're there for, what you're feeling, all those sorts of things. I think, going to therapy, not even just for a letter, but to actually get benefits of it therapy wise is always a good idea. Yeah. Do I watch any trans YouTubers? Um, yeah, on occasion. I think Yeah, on occasion. Saw this therapist for 3 years. She finally told me at our last meeting that she wants to talk about dysphoria for a whole year before writing a letter. She doesn't understand trans stuff, I guess. Looking for a different therapist. Yeah, I would suggest another therapist for sure. Um, I'm sure like her intentions are probably good. She's watching out for you, but uh, I would. It doesn't hurt to get a second opinion there. Oh man, I've been talking too much and I'm missing so many questions. Okay. Um, you're out open multiple years on T, done with top surgery, done with bottom surgeries. How do you know when you're done, when you're as fully male as you need to be for your own happiness? I mean, the only surgery that I would have left is legit the one that I have scheduled for September 12th. So I guess for me, that's when I would be calling it good. Yeah, there's nothing else for me there. I think everyone has their own feeling of done. It's all individual. People feel done before bottom surgery. People feel done a lot sooner than me. Just depends on the person. Um, do you do sub Q or IM? I do IM. Yeah. Um, would I ever do modeling? Most likely no. First of all, have you seen this face? Second of all, I'm so awkward. Like, I did like a photo shoot with a photographer one time, because she was doing some project. I was at the FTM Fitness conference, and she was taking pictures of all the guys who were competing, and it was like the most awkward experience of my life. Not because of her, just because of me. It was I didn't know what to do with my hands or my face. But yeah. Uh, stomach hair only grows on your right side. That is interesting. I'm sure it'll probably fill out eventually. Can I recommend a protein powder? Yes. So I personally use a protein powder called Biochem. I use the whey protein chocolate flavor. That's my favorite. It has minimal ingredients in it, and it's whey protein isolate versus whey protein concentrate. Um, so less milk that actually ends up in our lactose. Um, if I ever make it to Miami, we'll do a photo shoot. All right. Well, if you're ever out in California, uh, thoughts on wheatgrass? I'm indifferent. Uh, you know, it was all the rage for a while. There's always some sort of food trend where things get trendy. Wheatgrass was definitely a trendy thing for a while. Everyone puts it in smoothies for energy or whatever. But like, yeah, it's not bad. Like, it's not a miracle. uh, um, why did I get RFF over ALT? Your body seems to be very fit. Yeah, I think so. I'm a decently small guy, so I didn't want anything that was going to be too big. Like even being fit, I worried that the girth would be too much for me because I've got more fat, thicker skin on my leg. I just didn't want to chance it, and sensation wise. RFF is supposed to be superior. Um, can't vouch for it because I, haven't had ALT. But yeah, just for me personally, those were the things that I chose RFF for. Uh, I am out in NorCal. Wow, I've got a feather in my throat. Jeddah National Park. I don't know if I ever heard of that. I am 5'3". When did I realize I was trans? Good question. I think so. Gosh, I was really religious growing up. Went to a Christian school all the way from like pre-K, high school. I did not have a touch of secular anywhere in my life. I did not open a secular textbook until I hit college. So that was a bit of a trip. But anyways, uh, I was a Jesus freak. So I got married at 21 to a dude, got divorced 3 years later, came out as gay because I was like, yo, I'm attracted to the ladies. This isn't working. And then I realized there was more than that. There was more to it than that. Growing up, I was pretty androgynous as a kid. My parents let me cut off my hair. They let me play baseball. They let me play sports with the boys. So I almost felt like I got, somewhat of a boyhood without being completely as a boy. But, I passed. People thought I was a boy up until, puberty. And then shit just got depressing as fuck. So being a Christian, so I think it was like when I got out of high school, I like tried to like girly myself up and like fit in, and I was paranoid because I was like, oh shit, like people think I'm gay. People are gonna think I'm gay. I gotta do something about this. But when I came out finally of the closet, I went back to like wearing whatever I wanted. Didn't care if I looked feminine, and it was just kind of like I realized it was it was even more than that. It was less about like any clothes that I was wearing. It was about like my body, and um, I just like it was just this body disconnect with who I felt I was and who I saw in the mirror. Um, and that all started to happen the more that I like went through a self-discovery phase after getting divorced and all that stuff. So yeah. I'm taller than your wife. I'm tall. She's 5'2". I got a whole inch. Yes. Um, it's probably a weird thing to say, but hearing you're only 5'3", it makes me, yeah, 5'3" isn't bad. Actually, so here's the thing. Um, the one positive thing about transitioning in the place of work that I did is I worked in a kitchen. There was a lot of small guys that I worked with, and it didn't that I felt grateful that I didn't feel out of place or incredibly short because I don't know if it has to do with working in kitchens or what, but there was guys that were my height, maybe a little shorter. Um, so they're out there. Like just because you're 5'3" doesn't mean that you won't pass. There's small guys out there. You guys are all talking about body hair. Taller than Prince. Prince was a very small man. 5'5". 5'5" is basically a giant at this point. Ooh, sorry for the silence. I may or may not have accidentally started some sort of drama, and it was not my intention. So I'm just like a little bit flustered. Um, um, no, I do not talk to the guy that I was married to. Um, he's married, I think, again now. Uh, so no, I think that would be super weird. I've definitely run into his mom at Trader Joe's before, but like I just ran away. um, you go to Planned Parenthood for hormones and all that good stuff, and my hemoglobin and all that stuff has been high. That could just mean that you might need to lower your dose a bit. Have you gotten your T levels checked? Um, you miss Trader Joe's. You don't have them out there. I miss Trader Joe's too. I live 30 minutes away from the closest one now, and it's sad. I just ran away me seeing anyone from pre-transition. So true. If I see anybody like from high school or whatever, I try to just play it cool, like I'm a different person. They do not know me. Doesn't always work. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. Um, Doctor says that your T levels have been good, but she thinks, oh, that sucks. So I'm just going to talk about something for a second. Uh, I came across a quote. It's funny because this is kind of funny. This is funny timing, to be real. So I'm not one to create drama or like uh, put myself in with conflict with anyone. And I came across this quote the other day, and it's actually quite good timing. So I'm not used to, I've never really like done anything within the trans community to cause drama or conflict or anything like that. I generally am just like doing my own thing, letting other people do their own thing, not wanting to start anything. I may have accidentally started something that I did not mean to, but I did come across this quote. I wrote it down because I found it very true. Um, so this quote that I came across, it says, "When you avoid conflict to make peace with other people, you start a war within." And how true is that? So as I'm trying to defluster myself, I'm thinking of this quote, and I have to say that this whole situation that I am so flustered about because I am so not used to creating any sort of rift or drama or conflict with anyone. It's not my intention ever. Um, I'm trying to just tell myself it's okay. It's okay. It happens. Um, and also, if you avoid conflict to make peace with other people, you start a war within, which is true. Very true. So yeah. Yeah, you just love that quote and use it all the time. I heard it on a podcast with Brene Brown. I don't know where she got it from. I don't know if it's her words or something. I think she said she read it somewhere or saw it somewhere. So it's like I don't know who to quote. Do I quote her or do I? I don't know where it came from. Do you know where it came from? Um, but yeah. Anyways, uh, Colin, are you talking to me? Is that a question for me? um, I do not know, but it's a good quote. Yes, it is. It is a good quote, and I kind of want to like follow up on it a little bit and maybe talk about a few things. Um, maybe. I love that quote. That's so perfect. I think about that a lot because sometimes I feel like when I don't speak up, I'm sacrificing part of me or not respecting myself. And so true. So true. And just to be like real, like I apologized for whatever I may have caused, but you know, it's about all I can do. Um, Cheryl Richardson. Who is that? Cheryl, who are you? Whoever you are, that is a genius quote. Um, Spill the tea. Nah, I'm not gonna get myself into more shit. Oh, I have done too much damage as it is. Unfortunately, by trying to avoid conflict, you aren't being true to yourself. Conflict is going to happen. People have their own thoughts, opinions, and feelings. Other people may not agree. Yes, preach. Amen. So here's the thing. Um, I've learned that you can have differing opinions with people and not hate them. It's okay. um, but a lot of the times in our community, it doesn't feel that way. It feels very unsafe because the moment you give an opinion and someone doesn't agree with it, you're canceled. It's over. Um, that's not nice. People have different opinions. People are going to disagree. Doesn't mean you have to hate each other. Um, I think, like for example, I did a video on Mario Lopez and Candace Owens. Um, this is not about Mario. We can forget about Mario. Candace Owens, for example, she is very much so anti-trans. However, I can still find things about her that I like. Um, she's very passionate. She's very smart. She's really ignorant on the trans topic. But if I met her in real life, I wouldn't hate her. I would even, you know, listen to her point of view on other topics. And I think it's important to listen to both sides of any topic, really, to get your own perspective. It's how you know form your own opinion. Uh, but a lot of the times that is not the case, and people just jump to the conclusion that this person has a differing opinion. This person is bad. This person is a bad person. I cannot be associated with you. I will not let anyone else uh, hear what you have to say or consider your opinion or this information that you're giving out. It's very, yeah. Um, Cancel culture is, I would say, toxic because it's not forgiving at all. And it's funny because you can have people who preach empathy and compassion, and yet they're so mean to people who either like could even have possibly made a mistake, but there's no room for forgiveness or evolving. Uh, like in the sense, I'm just going to keep using Candace Owen as an example. I think these are in her own words. She was saying how she didn't hate people on the left, that they should be given time to evolve. I would like to give Candace time to evolve. You never know. So I'm not going to hate someone because they have a differing opinion. It could change. Opinions change all the time. And yeah, so can we all just like be able to express our opinions and not hate each other for it? Maybe. Um, I guess you're upset you may have started something. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm like upset. I'm just kind of like not used to it. Um, I've never like, I mean, that I'm aware of. I've never pissed someone off in my own community before. Maybe I have, wasn't aware of it, but it was brought to my attention. So I'm just kind of like, well, shit. um, Curious, is this why you follow Franklin Graham on Facebook because you respect people differing? Okay, Franklin Graham is a pure like. I do not respect Franklin Graham's opinion. I just follow him purely to get what the evangelical outlook is. I guess you would call it more of like spying than like respecting his opinion because I've been on that side for my whole life, basically up until the last maybe like 10 years. Um, so generally, I like to know what the conservative side is saying on trans issues. I like to see where they're misinformed or where they're getting whatever their information is coming from. Um, if I can do some damage control, I would love to. That's why I follow him. Um, I don't always engage because I don't always have the energy for it. He says a lot of things against the LGBT community that I just kind of like don't have the energy for. Um, I think that's another thing is like I follow activist mommy. I did a video about her too on Twitter. She's kind of another one who I probably shouldn't follow because it just kind of like riles me up, and there's nothing I can really do about it. That I'm not going to be like the one that helps them evolve into being nicer to trans people or being more respectful. Um, I guess it's just for I just like to torture myself apparently. Oh. When I want to feel something, then I just get riled up about whatever these folks are saying about trans people. Um, I'm this is therapy for me right now. I'm figuring out why I'm following these people. I'm like, oh man, like if I want to feel distracted about my own life, I just get riled up about the shit these people are saying. Uh, Mark, you learn nothing if you only associate from people who are just like you. This is very, very true. I wish more people would actually learn this. Um, I think that is one of the biggest things that I am recognizing at this moment, or right now, or just recognizing about social media in general, how toxic and uh, like vile it is, or how mean people are to each other. Uh, and they would never be that mean to each other face to face. Especially like if it's just someone you don't know their views, you don't know their life, you just randomly met them on the street, the first thing that you're going to talk about is not going to be politics, and you're not going to hate each other off the bat. Like you just get to know each other. Social media is so like instantaneous hate. It's so easy to just tweet someone, or yeah, Twitter is basically where it all starts. It's so easy to tweet somebody and start shit. Um, and hate people for their opinions on there. But yeah, cancel culture is toxic. Yep, I think it's a major contributing factor to the divide in this country, although I understand the desire for cancel culture when someone's opinion is so different. I mean, if someone's opinion is like damaging or like dangerous, I can see it there. Um, but if someone has a different opinion, that in and of itself is not a reason to like cancel them. I think it's the reason for a divide in this country and also a divide within the trans community. Uh, I feel like there's definitely some groups within the community, um, and I'm not Switzerland. I have opinions. I don't always express them. I'm guilty of that. Just because like it's hard. Like when you express opinions, you have to expect that people are going to disagree with you, possibly hate you, because that's the internet. Um, but this quote comes back into mind of avoiding conflict to make peace with other people. You start a war within. This is very true. Like there's a lot of things within the community that's very frustrating that I don't talk about. Maybe I should. Maybe I should stay out of it. Just do my thing. I don't know. Um, that's a war within myself. Trans- uh, Men wrote the Bible, not God. God wrote the Ten Commandments and never mentioned even gays. Yeah. Oh. So here are my main issues right now that I deal with or struggle with or whatever. There's there's always going to be like a radical view of some point. There's evangelical Christians that are very conservative and radical. There's people on the left that are radical and like I there's just no logic anymore to what they say, and then that part gets picked up by the radical right, and it just circles around like they feed off each other, and I'm just sitting here like none of them want to do like actual uh, research or work in order to talk to each other or like realize that there's actually a good middle ground we don't have to go to the extremes for things. I don't know. um, in order to be fair-minded, you need to listen to both sides. Yes. Keyboard warriors. Yes. There are a ton of keyboard warriors. um, let's see. I guess I don't know who Candace Owens is. Wait, is she the EWOC who's against? I don't know acronyms very well. Yeah, I think so. So she's a conservative lady. She's a woman of color, and she's against Black Lives Matter. Yes, she is. Um, she has very conservative viewpoints. If you ever listen to any of her stuff, yeah, she's very conservative. I actually watched a debate with her and Blair White, and right from the gate, Candace was like, "I'm not gonna call you by she/her pronouns." Like before anything even started, it was just very unnecessary, very petty. I hope that she's evolved from that point. It was a while ago. That's not the way you start a conversation with somebody. Just by like disrespecting them off the start. Like if you want it to go well, if you want to have an actual conversation, you don't start it that way. Um, am I on Facebook? Yes, I am. Okay. Half formed thought, cancel culture, and LGBTQ community, especially trans versus trans, makes it harder for us, rainbow but cis folks, to dig deeper, learn more, do our own bias questioning. We do. Who do we listen to, learn from, check in with if there's infighting and opinion shaming? It's a good question. I I fear, I fear. that people will be afraid of us, or afraid to educate themselves, or afraid that we're gonna like jump down people's throats. I do fear that. I don't want anyone to be like afraid of me. I don't want to be coddled. I've definitely been coddled before for being trans. Um, it's not what I want. I don't think we need to be. I think we're strong. We've gone through a lot of shit. I can handle, you know, being treated like a not not breakable human being. Uh, yeah. So I don't. Um, I can understand being like confused of who to check into or what opinions. I mean, it kind of, I guess you can kind of look at both sides of the trans community just like you would both sides of the political spectrum, uh, and then form your own opinion. Basically, you can inform yourself of what both sides believe or that sort of thing. Gift Sparks. Oh dear, I am late. But what's up? You're here. I've been on this stream for over an hour already. But the thing is, I was so flustered when I got started that I feel like half of that was just me trying not to think about something else. But now we're talking about it. So this is good. You're joining in for the good part. Um, whoa. Okay. Sorry if I missed some of your guys' chats. I'm just too busy talking, apparently. If you hate people that do not hurt you or have anything to do with your life, you are a sicko. This is true. I just inadvertently used the Twilight quote. I did? What quote was that? Living this conversation, it gives me so much hope for the future, but I gotta go. Night, y'all. Good night. Thanks for joining in, Kaylee. Okay. Am I interested in graphic novels? Not so much, unfortunately. Um, has anyone in the chat heard of or is on testosterone mix? I'm on cypionate propionate mix. That's interesting, but I have not heard of that. Candace Owens is intelligent. Jet, I agree with you. That's the thing with Candace is like I haven't lost hope in her evolution, her own words, legit. Because like I know that she's smart. Like if you've ever watched any sort of interview with her, she has done her research. She knows her facts. I just wonder why she doesn't take the time to get the facts and the research behind the trans community. Um, I think I don't understand that. I think that's her conservative viewpoint that kind of gets in the way, and I think that's a mistake. To be honest, Candace, I want to be on your show. Put me on your show. um, let's see. Just to say, I don't agree with like everything Candace says. Please don't put me in like you're a Candace Owens supporter person. Like I said, I will listen to any intelligent person from either side to get their perspective. um, let's see. The words conservative and liberal get used with such stigma. It's true. It's because they both use it when they like want to hate on each other. Conservatives are like fucking liberals, and liberals are like fucking conservatives. Mel, Blair White, I just love her. My sister loves Candace Owens. She's also gay and transphobic. Funny how that works out. It's probably because, like, I think TERFs would probably love Candace Owens. Um, I don't know if Candace Owens is homophobic or if she's just transphobic. But a lot of the times, uh, there's a place where, like, TERFs and conservatives uh, can connect in the fact that they're both very transphobic. Uh, so it's probably why she likes her. No, she's not a fan of trans people, and yes, I watched Blair White debate her. Right? Did you see the part where Candace from the get go was like, "I just want to say, I'm not comfortable with using the she/her pronouns." I was like, "Really? Yeah, you had to start there." And I'm thinking, I feel like she has probably evolved from there. That was like a really petty catty move, and she was trying to like be like, "This isn't a catty conversation between two women," but I'm gonna be catty from the start. So it's just like, ugh, you're smart, but that was not smart. That was not a smart thing to do. Also, if you're speaking with someone one on one, why are pronouns even needed? That's a good point. Like pronouns can definitely be avoided altogether the majority of the time if you're speaking to someone one on one. So it's like someone like Candace to make it a point to say she's not going to use the she/her pronouns was a bit ridiculous. We just want to be us and not have others saying we can't. Yeah, exactly. I think I think what lacks when it comes to people who are anti-trans is that they don't understand it, but they also don't want to give it the effort to understand it. In order to like at least respect a trans person, you have to have a little bit of empathy and think in your heart of being like, yo, like what if this was this person's like they don't think that it's a thing, right? They think that biology says it's they go off the DNA. You can't change your DNA. I learned biology in school, and you can't, no matter how many hormones and how many surgeries you have, you will never be a man and stuff like that. But I think there's so many birth defects in the world. There's people born with extra chromosomes. It doesn't make them any less human. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't respect them. I think that if they could have a little empathy and think, oh yeah, like this is actually a thing. Um, who am I to say that it's not? Uh, and think of how it would actually feel to feel like you were trapped or born in the wrong body. Uh, from experience, that's a horrible feeling. But if you don't know what that feels like, try putting yourself in someone else's experience, thinking how it would feel to be trapped or born in the wrong body. Like kind of terrifying, right? So it's kind of like Candace is a smart person. I feel like she's capable of doing that, unless she has a heart of stone, which I don't think is true. Um, but yeah. Um, Twilight quotes. Now I'm wondering if Cody's skin has ever literally sparkled like thousands of tiny diamonds. No, I don't. I haven't had any sparkly skin. I'm not a vampire. Team Edward or Team Jacob? I only, I think I read like the first Twilight book. I don't think I saw the movie. Uh, or if I did, I just don't remember hardly any of it. Um, when it came to the book, Team Edward, but he was kind of a weird looking guy in the movie. um, oh, I'm not Switzerland. There's something about that in the Twilight series. I had a shirt for it. I had no idea. Oh my gosh. So sometimes when I like try to scroll through your guys' comments, it like shoots up to the latest and I miss whatever. Um, yeah, let's see. What did I miss? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm scrolling through everything. This is really boring for y'all. Um, You learned a little bit ago that liberal doesn't necessarily mean left in the UK. Neat how that works. Yeah, liberal doesn't, I mean, yeah, you can be like in the middle. A lot of conservatives are okay with trans people. That's actually pretty true. Um, it's it's individual. There's some like it's kind of so like the conservatives that are political commentators are usually anti-trans, but that does not mean that every conservative is anti-trans. It's just kind of trendy to be against trans people when it comes to conservative political commentators. It's almost like they know their audience specifically. They know what they have to stick to. They know what brings in the money. They know what brings in the support. Um, but in real life, the conservatives that I do know, they don't really give a fuck. So yeah. Mark, you have used transformation of Vampire Bella to explain transitioning many a time. I have a question. My sister told me a story today. She was at a tailor to have some pants hemmed. Uh, he had been working on a piece for a client. He was sewing on patches with a swastika on a jean jacket. I told my sister I would have walked out of the store. Oh, damn. That is, yeah. Yeah. I would have definitely. Uh, yeah, I wouldn't want to deal with that one at all. You can refuse service to people for specific things. I think that's, like for example, I mean, there's a lot of businesses that have like the signs that say we have the right to refuse service to anyone. Uh, like tattoo artists can refuse to tattoo someone that, or like tattoo a swastika or whatever. Uh, so yeah, that would be like a no for me. So yeah, he said that people can't turn down business just because they don't agree. She mentioned the gay wedding and the bakery case. I think there is difference. Actually, I think they can turn down service. They can refuse service. They have the right to refuse service to anybody. Um, that's why, like, I think the baker cases and the gay weddings. I mean, that's a little different because it's like a religious thing. But I think so they ended up winning, right? They lost a lot of business, um, but I think they still had the right to refuse. I mean, they have the right to be assholes, basically. Um, yeah, religious freedom as all they, cheered. But at the same time, like if I'm thinking, um, like if I'm like, let's say I marry a guy and want to get a wedding cake somewhere and they refuse me service. I don't want to give them my money anyways. Like if they refuse me because I'm gay, I'm just gonna go somewhere else. Um, you know, and that shit's their fault. Um, let's see. We're in through all your guys' conversation now. um, Mark, yep, legal right to refuse service to anyone. Yeah, that's what I thought. Um, I think, yeah, it gets a little iffy because, like, yeah, there's like the gay wedding cake and all that stuff, but um, when you take away the right to refuse. it can be a slippery slope. Like what, you know, can people make you do, basically? I can't believe how screwed up that is to refuse to serve the LGBT community. I just don't understand. I don't understand it either. Unfortunately, people have the right to be assholes, but yeah, I would take my money elsewhere, put it into a business that was supportive. Um, and yeah, unfortunately, Bakery had the right, even if it seems wrong to us. Um, the Supreme Court passed on the case involving Baker, who refused to make. They would not decide. It's because it's a hard case because it's like basically there's not going to be any harm done to the bakers if they have to make a cake. It's a cake. It's cake. No one's going to die, but it's a religious thing. So to them, it's a big deal, and they think that God is going to smite them if they make a cake, which is ridiculous. Like, pretty sure Jesus would be making all the cakes. But you know what? If they want to be assholes, they can be assholes. Um, yeah. That's why I need to support LGBTQ businesses. It's true. They say you vote with your dollar. So if you want, your money to go to someone who accepts you, or like that's where you want to put your money. So it's almost like a filter. If someone is gonna discriminate against you for being gay, you don't want to put your money in there anyways. So to move on and go to somewhere else. Thoughts on Jessica Yaniv case, controversial topic inserted. Yes, I do have some thoughts on Jessica Yaniv. Speaking of Blair White, she did do a debate with Jessica Yaniv that I happened to catch live. I My mind was honestly blown. I think that Jessica Yaniv has some serious mental health issues. Uh, One for like getting a business is shut down for not for them refusing to wax, their genital area, their issue with young girls, possibly or most likely being a pedophile, just gives the trans community a really, really bad look, and it really gives conservatives some ammo. Like this whole time, they're preaching that you know any sort of bathroom law or anything is going to just give pedophiles the permission to be pedophiles in bathrooms and stuff like that, which is ridiculous. But then you get like one person who is questionable, greatly questionable, that will just ruin it for everyone. And then it's just like, see, the thing we were afraid of this whole time, it's true. But in reality, how many kids have actually been molested in churches versus public bathrooms, or by someone who is actually a friend of the family, someone who's even in the home versus trans people? It's so backwards. It's even the church that I went to when I was younger, the pastor um, slept with an underage girl. Like, it happens more than you think. Anyone who's trying to protect the children from trans people is on the wrong path. Uh, you need to protect them from the people that are in their, life. Usually it's someone they know. Uh, let's see. That was the potential that client that wanted waxing. They want to mail at their business. Yeah, I think so. I think it was they only did female waxing. I could be wrong, but obviously, you know, that's a moment where a female should have the choice whether to service this person or not. I 100% would understand why a woman would not want to wax a dick and balls if they only are used to waxing, um, yeah, vaginas. um, Canadian that habitually sues businesses saying they're transphobic, and even if they aren't prepared to provide service to folks, she's gross. Yeah, that's right. Um, Most people just don't understand people of the LGBT community. It's just ignorance because they aren't like us. Most people put sexual spin on everything. Yeah, it's super true. Um, the Duggars. What about the Duggars, Mark? Um, because you're responding to what yes, exactly the Duggars. Oh my God. Yes, thank you for mentioning that. Um, did y'all watch the Duggars? Did you ever find it creepy and think that Jim Bob was just like the creepiest motherfucker you ever seen? But then it was like the son who was like molesting his sisters and then like having affairs. Oh, it's a mess. Um, yes, Jim Bob. Um, yeah, and people who don't know trans people, yes, they end up seeing Jonathan, Jessica, Yaniv. I don't know what to call her. Um, yeah, it's unfortunate. Like, there's really loud parts of the community, and it's not always the greatest example. Excuse me for waxing your genitals is insanity. I agree. I would never do it. Um, the Duggars are sick. This is so true. I feel like the Duggars would be like 100% in The Handmaid's Tale, but she pops out her own babies. So I secretly thrive off the Duggars. Yeah, I mean, the Duggars do make me feel better about myself. So uh, the mother is pregnant again, like for real. She's gonna die. Like she's been pregnant for most of her life. Also, with how many kids they're having, they realize that there's gonna be an LGBT in there somewhere between the 20 kids now. How many do they have? Yeah, exactly, Mark. There's no way out of that 19 children that one is an LGBT. We already know that one's a pedophile, so like the chances of the LGBT being um, no, the mother is not pregnant. She isn't able to get pregnant anymore. Or maybe Jim Bob just can't get it up anymore. I mean, that could also be a thing. The last pregnancy was a preemie girl, and then she's already a grandmother about 5 times now. Oof, it's crazy. Limp ball. That was good. If she had so many kids, I doubt they would stay inside. Uh, yeah, I don't. It's hard because, like, for someone who has so many kids, I can't picture them ever like doing it. I don't want to, but like, fuck, like it's oh. Mindy, you're killing me. Uh, I need some more water. I don't know if I've ever heard that term. Shoulder deep. Oh my god. You guys, oh, you guys are hilarious. Um, they adopted a boy, but they have tons of grandkids now. Oh man, both shoulders. Yeah, Jimbo could probably just climb right in at this point. Military would say throwing a pickle down a hallway. Oh, man. Does anyone else have any controversial topics that you would like to discuss? Apparently, I feel like talking about controversial things tonight. You'd have to wear a miner's helmet with a light. This is also very true. What happened when she sneezes? Well, I can guarantee she pees a little, at least, um, or lots. I don't know. Thanks. So that pedophile Jeffrey died in jail. Yes, this is true. Fucker took the easy way out. Be careful what I ask for. Oh, I think I missed a message about being a porn star. I read that. I don't know where it went. Whoever asked that question, asked it a question again. um, I'm asking for the controversial topics. All right, let's do this. Um, no board. Do I like true crime? I watch Forensic Files every night. I fall asleep to that. Do I think Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper are ever going to get together? I think Lady Gaga's got a new man already, so I'm gonna have to go with a no on that one. If they haven't gotten together by now, I don't think it's ever gonna happen. Your muffler bearing is getting loud. What oil should I use? It's a Ford. You know, I'm the wrong person to ask. I know shit about cars. Have I heard of Lorena Bobbitt? I have not. Um, Someone might have took him out, and he's too much. You know, I don't. Yeah, I don't know what happened to. I know he like supposedly committed suicide, but was it suicide? I don't know. Forensic Files. Have you seen Pure Red Murder? I have not. I started watching Women Who Kill the other night. Then I've watched Evil Genius. I've watched How to Make a Murder. Apparently, I like murder. I don't know. That's. I think it's just like so out of my mind. Like I could never hurt another human being. So I just like wonder how the hell these people got to the point that they did to where they actually fucking killed someone. Um, yeah, I think it just blows my mind so much. I want to know how everything happened. It's like a car crash. You just like can't look away. Train wreck, or whatever the saying is. Um, how am I handling the Miley Cyrus breakup of Liam, whatever his name is? The world is crying. You know what? Honestly, I never knew they were a couple until today, which apparently they're breaking up. I don't keep tabs on Miley Cyrus. Um, the last time I saw anything from her was Black Mirror, where she was playing some sort of child star, like she is. Not yet. I'm about to block you for being a troll. So, there's one thing I don't support on my channel, and that is pure racist. So, um, gonna have to say goodbye to you. Yes, bye, Nadia, for sure. Yeah, I don't understand people who hate people based on legit, like, yeah, skin color. It's I, I don't know. I can't even run it. It's kind of like murder. I don't know how to wrap my mind around it. It's such a like. It doesn't matter. Like, people are people. Um, oh no, I did not see your Lorena Bobbitt explanation. Let me look up a little bit. Where did it go? Um, I can't find it. You might have to put it back in. Copy paste. um, some people hate to feel better about themselves. That is definitely true. Oh, Lorena Bobbitt cut her husband's really off. Ouch. That is kind of an ironic last name. I'm pretty sure Mark and I would probably agree that if we got our willies chopped off, we would probably give our other arm for another one. Wow. So he was a porn star with no willie. Interesting. On the serious side, how does it feel to pee knowing you don't have a stricture? I've been getting several urethroplasties and the immunofill injection and I'm waiting to see if the injection works. It feels good knowing I don't have a stricture for sure. Hopefully the injection works for you. It worked for me. That was the last thing that worked for me. So crossing my fingers. But yeah, it feels good to finally be free of that for sure. They reattached his dick and then like gave him a bigger one, so that's why he got into porn. That is a very interesting story. So she did him a favor, is what you're saying. I checked into health insurance that covers FTM surgeries, and I have to wait a year to be on testosterone and have 18 months of therapy. Yeah, that's true. Um, Same. I had to have the same. Do I plan on doing any more cooking videos? Enjoyed the last one. I was able to catch, although I'm not much of a cook. Yeah, eventually. I think it's just hard because like I honestly don't like doing social things on the internet when people are watching. So it's like if I did a cooking video, it would be if I had like house to myself or something like that. Just an anxiety thing, social anxiety, performance anxiety. I don't know. Just getting impatient since I turned 40. I'm just feeling old. Honestly, with the wait lists of phalloplasty, it'd probably be that way anyways. So like by the time you could get scheduled with a date, you'd probably be on testosterone that long and in therapy for that long. They call it an affair to dismember. Oh my god. Uh, He slept with 70 plus women after the reattachment. Wow, it's impressive. Oh, this conversation. He was lucky that people police found his finger before Jeffrey Dahmer. Oh, you guys are definitely all over the place. Let's reel it in. What should we talk about? Um, we can do questions. We can do any more water. Spent all time blood, sweat, and tears to get himself to happy place. And then the chat devolves into peeing and glue. Oh man. Do I like pink lemonade? Is that like uh, the actual drink pink lemonade? Yes. When do I think I'll be able to start working out? I'm actually working out now. I can work out and just a little bit a little bit limited with what I could do um, with my leg and all that sorts of stuff. Um, I can't like do squats or anything like that. I can do upper body, but even with carrying weight over a certain amount hurts because it's like adding more weight to my body and my leg is basically broken. Um, so yeah, there's that. Um, but sorry, I'm just checking on my Instagram drama. It's gone nowhere. So like if you apologize to someone, right? And they don't read your message and they don't respond, but they called you out, what do? You just leave it. Just leave it there. How about some advice from me? Let it go. You know, it's not really like important. I think I'm just having a hard time with it because like um, just of how it occurred, or like yeah, there's nothing really I could do about it. I still like I don't know. I am gonna keep. I'm thinking about getting some more water, but I don't want to like just leave. What gym do I go to? What do I think of Planet Fitness? I go to a gym in Auburn. It's not a chain. It's just called like One Lifestyle Fitness. Um, and Planet Fitness, I think it's great for like it's good for beginners or people who are not fond of regular gym atmospheres. It's cheap and it's not as intimidating. So if it gets you in the gym, sure. Calvin is here. Oh, hey, what's up, Calvin? Get water, Cody. I might. I might. Okay, one second. I'm gonna get water because I'm thirsty. thirsty and anxious. But yeah, okay. So yes, I apologize. Here's the thing: this person has like a shit ton of followers, right? So they may never see my message ever, but they have a lot of followers, and they called me out by name. So that sucks. Um, I've been thinking about joining Planet Fitness, but your fear of humans being watched scares me. That's it. That's the thing. Like I was even anxious when I first started out going to the gym and stuff. I was like too afraid to use the weights for a good like week, so I would just walk on the treadmill. But then you just kind of work your way in, you observe, and like just a little bit at a time, and then pretty soon it's just like nothing. Um, you just kind of get used to the environment. It's just like baby steps. You just get yourself in the door, then you get yourself to a treadmill, then you observe from the treadmill for as long as you need to. Then you work your way in, try a machine, try lifting some dumbbells, and pretty soon, before you know it, it's like second nature. Go get water so you can make a sandwich. Wait, what are we talking about? Calvin or Kelvin? There's two Calvins. Calvin is my friend. Uh, and then there's the other Calvin with a K, who's Calvin, who's also a YouTuber. But he's not here. It's Calvin over here. Uh, Cody, would it help to DM them? Actually, I did DM them. That's the thing, but they might not get it because they don't follow me. So if you don't follow someone, then your message. So like, how do I explain this? He doesn't follow me, so my message is just going to go into his other inbox. So his other DM box. So he might not ever see it, which sucks. So I'm gonna get some water and I'm gonna pee. So I will be right back. Hopefully, no one like. Well, you can leave if you want, but I'll be right back. All right, now I'm gonna pee. Okay, I'm back. What did I miss? Calvin, you just asked the same exact question that I asked. Good morning. Wow. Yeah, it's definitely different time zone where you're at. Gonna read over your guys's. Okay, so I didn't miss much. All right. Calvin, when are we starting our podcast? That's a good question. Well, whenever we are no longer where we are currently living, possibly roommates, maybe when I am no longer poor. Ooh. Well, I might just call this a night. Um, what was I gonna say? So, am I dating? No, I'm not dating. You have 10 pounds of bacon in your freezer. That's a lot of bacon. Thanks, Jet. Oh, thanks, Mindy. Yeah, I still I still go back and forth with my upcoming surgery. I'm trying to think of what is I don't know, the best move for me right now. See you later, AJ. Have a good night. Oh, why am I not dating? I think I was in a relationship. It is no longer. I don't really want to go into detail, um, but as far as the future goes with dating and stuff like that, it's not on my radar for something that I'm looking to do. Um, yeah, basically, my main focus right now is trying to figure out my life when it comes to career and um, where I'm going with that. Um, and then, surgery. Um, yeah, dating as a single cis woman was horrible. I'm so glad I'm not single anymore. It would be challenging for trans folks. It's definitely challenging. Um, definitely challenging. And it's like, yeah, I don't want to like, it's not impossible, but definitely puts a bit of a filter on things because some people are just not going to be okay with it. Some people will. Some people are too okay with it. Uh, but yeah, dating straight women as a guy, the dynamics are so different. Um, yeah, for sure. Thanks. Five, five bird dogs. Five. Sorry, I don't know your username. Dating, bleh. Dating post op is difficult. Dating well, yeah, dating at any point is difficult. I think either way, you come with a bit of a disclaimer, um, and there's a tendency to feel like like, oh, I have this issue, so I have to find someone who's okay with this issue, and yeah, dating is just difficult. It really is. Good night, Kavita. Did I speak Spanish? I do not. Dating was hard. I got married later in life. Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever get married again. Uh, I feel like I would feel too uh, trapped. I've done it before. I felt very trapped. I mean, the situation would obviously be very different, but um, probably need to work that out in therapy. Went on a date with a female to male transgender person, and he was awesome. People need to be open minded and look on the inside. This is very true. Um, Not everyone's going to be, um, but we tend to be all right. If you find the right person, it won't feel like being trapped. That is very true. Well, I'm going to call this live stream finished. I've officially run out of things to talk about. All I have is my anxiety that I'm left with my current situation. That hopefully it just blows over. There's nothing more I can do about it. I would like my brain to recognize that fact, but it is not. Um, But yeah, anyways, thank you everyone for joining in. I will be doing this again next Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. I'll put up a reminder and stuff like that. But hopefully you can join in if you can, think of any other topics you want to talk about next week. Maybe I'll have something to talk about. I don't know. Um, yeah. oh, um, Parks. I'm just gonna say your last name. Uh, Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks to everyone who came and talked with me. And yeah, I appreciate you all very much. And thanks for let me talk at you and answer questions and stuff. Why not ask for topics beforehand? I could do that. Um, it's a good idea. Count me 2 weeks in a row. All right. Well, maybe you can make it three if you're around next Saturday. Um, thanks, Carl. But yeah. Anyways, I've said bye like a million times. I just don't want to say goodbye to y'all. I just, but yeah, I will see you next week. Uh, if you guys have any video topics, um, feel free to send them my way. There's some things on video topics I've been kind of wanting to talk about, um, but that might be more controversial, but you know, scary. uh, but yeah, anyways, thank you. Love you guys. Peace out. I'll see you next Saturday.